I didn't think cruising was for me. Then Virgin Voyages came along. Kid-free cruises, what's not to love? I sailed on Valiant Lady in September 2022 out of Barcelona, and then loved it so much that I booked another one and sailed out of Miami on Scarlet Lady in December 2022. And with Virgin Voyages coming to Australia in 2023, I thought I'd share my thoughts and make sure that you had all you needed to know to have a good voyage. So let's get into it. Here are 3 things that you need to know before going on a Virgin Voyage. First up, entertainment and activities. Now, why else would you go on a cruise? Apart from to relax, I guess. Virgin Voyages has a wide variety of different options for entertainment and activities, depending on what takes your fancy. I know when I got on, I'd never been on a cruise before, I was sort of like, well, what are we going to do for a week or whatever when we're on here? But there certainly was lots to do. There has been a few reviews in the past that I completely disagree with. They've been like, oh, there's not much to do on board, there's not much going on. But I've never had a problem filling my days. There's always lots going on. You just had to know where to find it. So let's talk about your first afternoon and evening on the ship in terms of what's going on to give you a bit of an idea. From the moment you get on, you're straight into the vibe. The Happenings cast, spoiler alert, there's no such thing as a cruise director on Virgin. They have a whole group of them. But they'll be there to welcome you aboard, and there'll be a DJ setting the mood with tunes in the roundabout. You then can go and explore the ship, eat, check out your room before the sail away happens on the pool deck. During the sail away, you'll get free-flowing bubbles. Now, if you're in any of the main cabins, look out for the people serving those from the bars around the pool. And if you're, rock starring it up, in Richard's Rooftop, they have more premium bubbles available for you during sail away. During the sail away, they'll introduce you to the Happenings cast. You'll get to meet them all, and they'll do a bit of a chant and get you all going and get you set on your voyage the right way. After the sail away, it's time to go and do some more exploring. This is where you can go and make your first or have your first dinner in one of the 6 restaurants or the galley or one of the other specialty eateries around the place. Then later in the evening, it's time to let your hair down at the pajama party, which is so much fun. Who doesn't love a pajama party? Basically, they get everyone out on the deck if it's weather's okay, or in the Manor, the nightclub, if it's not. And then everyone basically lets their hair down and has a really big party and does it in what they're going to go to bed in. After a midnight snack at the pajama party, it's time to move on to the Manor for more dancing, drinks, and an amazing production show from the Happenings cast. So let's run through some of the other things that you can do on the ship. So after you've sailed away and you've been to your pajama party, you probably got a sore head after spending the night in the Manor. How else can you get into that holiday vibe? Well, there are multiple bars, there are multiple spas, and there are multiple pools. Obviously the things you do on a cruise. As well as that, they've got a huge gym with lots of great new equipment, and they run a bunch of fitness classes as well, which you do not have to pay extra for. They are included in your cruise fare. As well as that, there's a number of classes you can take, but these aren't your normal sort of, cruise classes. They're things like food and cocktail photography, a VHS workout class. I guess that's a little bit fitnessy, but it's a lot of fun. Or maybe art class is more your thing. There's also the casino on board. So as you can see, lots of different things to do. Just make sure you check out the app and make sure you book anything that requires booking. Number 2 thing you need to know about going on Virgin Voyages, the food and the restaurants are amazing. So for me, I'm a foodie, I love eating, but there are so many options for food whilst you're on Virgin Voyages. So whether you want something a bit more casual and chill, or something a bit more upscale, no matter what your taste buds are in the mood for, you'll find something delicious to eat. And pretty much everything is included in your cruise fare. There's no such thing as specialty dining here. You get to eat amazing food and it doesn't cost you any more. There are 3 main ways you can get food. One of the 6 restaurants. So there's Extra Virgin, who do kind of modern Italian, lots of really great pasta, charcuterie boards, things like that. Korean barbecue at Gun Bay, which is an experience unto itself. Drinking games, fried meats, fried vegetables, amazing desserts, amazing cocktails. Or maybe the steakhouse, the wake is maybe more of your thing. Very classic steakhouse with lots of great accompaniments. And then there's Razzle Dazzle, which is a vegetarian forward diner. But there is a naughty menu for those people that do, want to kind of, indulge in the meaty goodness. And then the most kind of interesting one, which is the test kitchen, which is a 6-course degustation style meal where there's lots of more kind of experimental type foods. So you get to try a bunch of interesting things, and they're only sort of described with the main ingredient they have. But it's a very theatrical meal and a very exciting one as well. And last but not least is Pink Agave, the Mexican restaurant, which has an amazing amount of tequilas available if that's your thing. But I also think it has the best steak on the ship. The other ways you can get food are some of the casual eateries, either in the galley or elsewhere around the ship. So the galley has a whole bunch of options. There's, a bakery, there's salads, there's noodles, there's, a breakfast place that's open 24/7. There's so many options in the galley, and that's open at varying hours for the different stalls, but there's always something there for you to eat and try. There's also some separate places around the ship that will give you kind of casual eats. So there's a Lick Me Till Ice Cream, the ice cream parlour. There's a place to get poke bowls. There's the pizza joint, which is amazing. Great at early hours of the morning after a night at the Manor. And then if you go to the back of the ship, you'll see some sort of Mediterranean small plate options. And then you'll get to also go to the diner area where you can get hot dogs and brownies and all sorts of yummy goods. So there's definitely lots of options there. And then if you don't really feel like leaving the room, then you have the option of looking at Ship Eats, which is the room service. You order that on the app or in the tablet in your room, and they bring it to you in the cutest little bag, and they do breakfast, lunch, dinner, late night. There's lots of options there. And there is some of the dishes on the menu actually come from some of the restaurants. So, if there's something you like, you may even be lucky to see it on the room service menu. And now the third thing that you have to know before going on Virgin Voyages, Scarlet Night. Now, Scarlet Night is something that you can't really describe. It's an event that takes place on Virgin Voyage ships. So far, all of them have had a Scarlet Night, and all itineraries do have a Scarlet Night in there. Sometimes it's early on, sometimes it's the sort of second to last night, depending on how long your voyage is. But it's kind of a themed party. It sort of takes place of the formal night that a lot of other cruise lines do. It is very, very different. So it's sort of centered around this sort of narrative of an octopus and a sailor and all those sorts of things, and there's lots of singing and dancing and stories and things that get told as you go on this sort of journey through the evening. But this is something you need to be prepared for. Everyone on board generally wears red. That's the sort of thing. They turn the ship red, all the lights go red, all the happenings cast are all in red. So if you are going on a Virgin Voyage, please remember to pack something red that you are happy to kind of have an evening out in. Now, it doesn't have to be formal, because one of the best parts of Scarlet Night is the end of it, where we end up in the pool. So these are my 3 things that you must know, or you should know, before going on a Virgin Voyage. I had such a great time on both of the voyages that I did, and I'm really excited that they're bringing more ships into the fleet and that they'll be able to serve more destinations. So I'm going to go into some more detail on some of these things in my upcoming videos. So please subscribe, and you'll get notified if you press that notification bell when they are coming out. And I hope to see you soon.